Hi, this is Edith, Educational Technologist at Oregon Tech, and in this video I am just going to go over some of the little shortcuts that appear in your spreadsheet, maybe as you're working along and you may not know what to do with it or how to use it. So first thing I'd like to show, if you have dates perhaps that you're going to be putting in, or you want to do line item things. So instead of going 1 through say 25, I can actually go do 1, 2, 3, and I can highlight those and just drag them down here. And you can see off to the left here, or off to the right here, my number changes. That's telling me how many of those numbers, what the last number is going to be, and how those numbers are going to show up. So you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 25. So that's a quick, easy way to do that. Perhaps you're doing a pattern and you want to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can also do that, and you can see how I'm getting these little boxes off to the side. But I'm going to go ahead and go back to 25. Now you can see that my numbers are all 25, but that's not what I meant. So I can actually just do copy cells, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's really a really neat tool there. Now perhaps I want to do something different with the 1, 2, 3. Let's see what else we can do. So you can see that we had different things. So what I'm doing is I'm actually grabbing this little dot right there at the very bottom here, and I am changing my cursor into a plus and I'm dragging it, and that's how I get there. Now perhaps I want to do something different. I just want to fill formatting. Okay, so let's redo this. Now, anytime you do an equation or a formula in the formula bar or in the cell, you always want to put in an equal sign, especially if it's a math formula. And so let's do 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2. Oopsie. Because if I don't put the equal sign, it just shows up as 2 plus 2. So I'm going to go back up here and do equals 2 plus 2. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go like this, and let's go ahead and drag this down all the way here. And now you can see my numbers have changed, and look at, I have little things here, but I'm not quite ready yet to see what that is. So perhaps I just want to fill without formatting. So that's going to change it. This is not going to change it into a formula. The way I can copy my formula is I can highlight the 2 of these and do copy, and then highlight the rest of these and say paste. I want to paste special, actually. Should allow me to grab, let's try this again. I do this on occasion, and okay, so let's go ahead and go copy, and let's see if we can do this now. Let's see. So I'm going to right click, well, darn it, copy, and let's see if it'll let me right click now. And so you can see now I have all of these options here. So I can actually paste either the values or the formulas. And so let's go ahead and click the formula. And so you can see that the formula actually copied all the way down. The other thing I could do is just drag it straight on down and fill formatting only. So you can play with these and see if anything's changing for you on there. Usually if you do, let's try this, equals. So the other thing you could do is if you want to add 2 cells together, so say I want this one plus this one. Okay, so I'm going to say enter, and then I can drag it down. Okay, so here I have A3 plus C12, then I got A4, so it actually increases each of the cells by 1. And now I have new numbers that are going to be coming up, and my formula has come over that way. So, that's a nice way of just copying over formulas and maybe making them incremental if that's what you choose to do. So again, you have this little bar down here. This one is for the cell filling. But this one here, it's a formatting type of icon, so you can actually change to a color scale, and that will create this look for you. You can set it to greater than, and you can pick a number. I want any number greater than 10, and instead of light red, I want yellow fill with dark yellow text. So you can make some nice changes in there without having to go through all of these other tools that are available up in here. The other thing that you can do, and I'm not sure if you saw that on my little fill chart here. Let's go here. Let's go ahead and drag it down here. You can see I have flash fill. Now this one's kind of a little bit wonky, and it kind of frustrates me, but I'm going to show it in this area because it's a little bit easier to see what you have here. So say I have all of these students and I just want their first and last names, and I want it all in, you know, with a capital first name, capital last name. And all of these are kind of wonky all over the place. So I'm going to do the first one, and I can do George Doe. Now I could do one of two things. I can go ahead and start on the second one and watch what happens in below it once I get started with it. I don't know if you saw it, it was really, really quick, but I had Jim Elm and all of these guys come here and they were ready to start filling in the spaces here. But if I take this and drag it down here, now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got all of these George Dunns. This is not what I meant. I can come here and I can do flash fill. And now it has changed everybody to their first and last name and capitalized on both sides of it. So my first and last name are both capitalized. So that's a quick, easy way of doing it. It's so simple. It's time saving. It's a fabulous thing to do. The other thing that I kind of wanted to go over was, again, on this little icon here. I've talked about this with I believe it was the data video, but you can create data bars. We already did the color set. I can do an icon set. We already did the greater than, so you can identify which ones are greater, which is the top 10, and clear format. But the other thing that I wanted to show you is you have all of these things available to you here. So you can actually do a line item, you know, say I want, you know, a spark line. So here it is right here. And so I can actually, you know, create spark lines by doing it that way. So let's see. I can, so let's see, spark lines, column. So it kind of just shows you what it looks like, what it will look like on the side there. Change it to line. It won't change to anything because it's just one character, so it has no understanding of what you're trying to get out of it unless I have the numbers going horizontal, perhaps. Let's take this and let's go here. Or actually, let's do it with this guy here. Okay, and then so I did my fill, and now I'm getting this little guy here. So then I can go to spark lines and say, see, and so you can see my numbers are going up, and then it'll take me over the spark line tool. So that's kind of cool too. So, you know, you have some quick shortcuts available to you there. And I did discuss about putting your equal sign in front of something. Now, if you have, say you want this formula right here to use just those cells, period. Nothing else. You want those to always be consistent. You're going to use a $sign. And that is going to make those where they are that even if I was to, how do I explain this? They're absolute. They're never going to change. That formula will always stay the same. So even if this formula changes to A22, and this is good too, because now you can see that I'm getting an error message, and you can always click on your error message and it's just telling you it's an inconsistent formula. And the reason why it's telling me it's an inconsistent formula is because all of these other ones are going in a certain order and this one is not. So I could just ignore that if I want to, and that'll go away. So just so you know that that's available. But anyway, there are times that you may want to have the number to be specific, and I need to double check something real quick, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So what I was checking is I just want to make sure I was giving you correct information before I finish this video. And actually the absolute formulas have different meanings. There are different ways you can create an absolute formula, and I am going to post that in here as well as put it on the OneNote in the documents to be used. Let's see if I got it in here. I think, let's see where I might have saved it to. So Actually, let's just go ahead and copy it. That'll make my life a little bit easier, perhaps. And paste. Okay, so here's the absolute formulas. So if I do it the way that I had it in this one here, the column and row numbers do not change when copied. This is the row does not change. So the 2 is referencing the rows. The A is referencing the columns. And then the column does not change when copied. So let's go ahead and see. So if I take this formula and I drag it down, everything is going to stay the same. It's still going to be the A through A25 and C34. Now let's try something a little bit different, and I'm curious to see how this works. So let's go ahead and drag these down. So you can see the formula is still carried over, and it never changed. This one did because it's looking for numbers in here. So, you know, even if I put a 1 in here, I wonder if it will change that. Yeah, it will. So I can just go back through here and actually change these numbers. But you can see how when I copied it over, okay, it doesn't like it when I do inconsistencies, but I'm not worried about it. So, but you can see when I copied the formulas, this one constantly stayed the same. Okay, so so just keep that in mind. I will put this on the Excel notebook in the document area. There's also some other shortcuts that are commonly used that I think will be helpful. And again, I will put that into the content area of the notebook for Excel. So I think that basically covers some of the things that you can do with those little shortcuts that show up on your screen, and these little arrows that sometimes pop up and you're like, why are you giving me an error? Well, now you know why. And you can also get help, and you can ignore the error, or you can edit it. You know, it doesn't bother me too much once I realize what it is, and half the time I just ignore the error because I know what I want to do and not what the system wants me to do. So it's up to you. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I hope this was a little bit useful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, something that you found that I didn't cover, please let me know. edith.warden@oit.edu, extension 51730, and Skype is Edith Warden, and I am free for IM and video conferencing and meeting with you one-on-one if that's what you choose. Just please get in touch with me, and thank you for watching, and have a great day.